Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling. Man, I really appreciate everybody that takes some time to watch the videos and supports the channel by subscribing. Man, we're right on the eve of hitting 100,000 subscribers, so thanks to each and every one of you that have been here supporting the channel since day one. Much appreciated there. Guys, today we're going to be talking about the differences between a live rubber jig and a silicone jig and why live rubber is a better material for jig fishing. I'm going to give you my opinion on that and give you guys some good tips and advice on that. I think it'll help you guys catch some good fish on jigs moving forward. And real quick, guys, I just wanted to give you the reminder, today is the last day of the Solarbat RB2 series sale. My signature series sunglasses are 25% off during the month of March. Also with a $100 purchase or so, you get your name put in for a free grab bag full of sunglasses. So I'll put the Solarbat RB2 link in the description if you're interested in ordering those. Like I said, today's the last day of the sale. Much appreciated. Okay, guys, today we're going to be talking about it here. We're going to be talking about my Blaukat old school jig, which is a live rubber jig, versus the traditional silicone skirt jig. Here's the two differences here. This is a silicone skirt. I think this is a lunker lure jig. This is the Blaukat old school jig next to it, live rubber. Actually, it's square rubber too. There's two different types of rubber. You've got square rubber and round rubber. And in my opinion, the square rubber is better. A little bit smaller diameter. I think it has a little bit more action to it. But this is the difference here. So first of all, let's talk about why the advantages of live rubber over silicone. And first of all, the rubber is very difficult to get, guys. First of all, there's only a couple different places in the country that you can get it, and the combination of the fact that the rubber is hard to get, and this is a hand-tied skirt. You can see here this has been tied with wire here. This is very labor intensive, so a lot of manufacturers out there do not want to pay their workers to hand tie a skirt, so they use the typical collar like you see here on the silicone skirt. Now this is just it's just a rubber collar that they slip over it, which is a lot cheaper labor-wise and everything, but you don't have the quality in the jig with the silicone as you do with the live rubber, and we'll get into that. So that's another reason, guys, if you buy a live rubber jig, it's going to be a little bit more costly because of the labor-intensive time it takes to tie these. And also, guys, I'll put the Blaukat old school jig link in the description. They sell these exclusively at Baitworks. If you guys are interested, you can get them through that link there. So here is why the live rubber is better. First of all, guys, look at the skirt. See the way it moves there? The living rubber has better action to it right off the bat. It's a lot more lifelike. Look at that right there versus the stiffness of this right here. You see you have some of the strands that are stiff on there. So you don't have the same pliability. The silicone, for the most part, it's a little bit stiffer than the living rubber is. The living rubber collapses a little bit more since it's rubber, so you have better action. But the main thing, guys, the reason that you get more bites on live rubber in most situations, not all, I'm going to tell you the situations where silicone can actually be better, but by far the reason you get more bites is that the living rubber, guys, the fact that it's a flat finish and just the nature of the material itself, it puts out a glow in the water that you cannot duplicate with the silicone skirt. It simply does not look the same. The silicone also, it doesn't billow out quite as much, but it just looks a little bit different. I mean, see that strand right there? See how that strand is stiff on silicone? That is what silicone does there that live rubber doesn't. So you have the combination of the live rubber has better action and it's got this glow that can't be duplicated by silicone is the main, factors for that. Another reason this is really good is that the silicone obviously comes in more color combinations with flake and stuff. You basically have just your basic colors in living rubber. You got brown, black, orange, blue, just your basic colors. And every one of these, a brown or black and blue jig living rubber looks completely different than a silicone black and blue living rubber, not only underwater, but above the water as well. So from that standpoint, there's no doubt in my mind. I mean, I've used living rubber jigs since 1978, and I've also used silicone extensively for the past 25 years, because after about the mid 90s, it was hard to get living rubber jigs. The companies quit making them, and you basically had to use silicone until, you know, we started making these with Baitworks. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about the advantages of a silicone. The only time that I use silicone. The only time that I do use a silicone jig, guys, is in extremely clear water. Now, this one isn't a green one here. This is just the Texas crawl. But you have color options with a silicone that you simply can't get with living rubber. So if I'm fishing a situation where I have super clear water, say the water visibility is over 5 or 6 foot in visibility, at that time I may use silicone, because I can get some type of variations in green pumpkin, variations in watermelon. I can get more natural translucent colors, which will get you more bites in clear water. Now, you can, a lot of guys, there's a lot of hardcore jig anglers, even dudes that fish Lake Mead, which is gin clear, they use some type of a brown and purple combination that also works good in clear water. But if I'm, say for example, if I'm in a situation where I'm flipping boat docks in gin clear water, or if I'm flipping bushes in really, really clear water, then I may use the silicone skirt, but very rare. For the most part, guys, it's, to me, I'm using some variation of a brown or green living rubber, maybe black and dirtier water, and I just got a lot of confidence. I just caught so many fish on living rubber that it's just, that's what I fish most all the time. So anyway, guys, that's the difference there. If you guys are interested, again, I'll put the Baitworks Blaukat old school jig link in the description. Guys, these are hand tied by Americans. They're not tied in some Chinese sweatshop over there across the ocean. Americans here in the United States hand tie these. You know, craftsmanship work, man. It just takes time to tie one. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll talk later.